Hey guys, well, we are back on this truck again, this 1999 Dodge Ram, to do another round of front end repairs on it. Last little bit of this, I did the two outer tie rod ends and the pitman arm and the idler arm, and that greatly improved the steering. It got rid of all the slop and stuff like that, but we still got a couple of things we need to address, and the most important is that we got two bad upper ball joints. Of course, you have one on each side. This is the left side. You got upper and lower on each side, so you got four total. It appears to be that the lowers are okay now. I don't know how that worked out, but I'm glad for it. But these are bad, as you can see. I can do that and make that noise, and that's not good. What we're looking at is this guy here. You can see that. Hopefully it's in frame there. Can't see too good on the camera, but this is going to go in there, and this is a press fit ball joint. Some of these are riveted in. They got rivets holding them in up here, which was a stupid idea. But this one luckily doesn't. We still got to press them in and out. It's not easy. I've been dreading this. I wanted to do this earlier, but I kept getting home late from work every day and couldn't get a good start on it. So what they could have done, if they wanted to make everybody's life easier when they knew these things were going to wear out from neglect or whatever, they could have bolted them in, but they didn't do that either. So anyway, what we have to do is we've got the usual situation where we've got a cotter key back here, and I believe this is a 7/8 Castle nut that's right back here. And to start out with, I've got the truck up on the jack, and I have a jack stand under the lower control arm. Now, on these trucks, the front coil spring goes into the frame cross member under here. It does not go into the upper control arm, thankfully. So we can, we've got everything resting on the weight of the truck's holding it back down, so there's no real danger of anything popping out at you. So you don't have to worry about that. Just make sure that you don't jack the truck up and put the jack under the frame and let the suspension hang down. It's got to sit on the suspension, just like the weight of the truck's on the wheels. So, use your usual precautions with that too. So, anyway, so that should allow us, hopefully, I'm going to try to get this thing separated with this all still in there. I've got I went with one of these kits from the parts store because they're $115, and I won't ever use another one for who knows how long. You can rent those, and it's just a big C-clamp, so we're going to try it. We may fail, but we'll try it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just do like I said, I'm going to get this cotter key out back here, and then take this, this Castle nut loose. I'm not gonna take it all the way off because after that I got to do my beat and bang routine with the pickle fork here. Use this. This is what I use to separate the ball joint from the spindle. So you're just going to take your BFH. This is a 10-pound. I think this is a 10-pound. I think it is. What difference does it make? Anyway, I got a BFH here, and you're just going to see here. Let's get everything loosened up, the nut loosened. Just bang, bang, bang until it pops loose. And then we can start working on getting that out. This is not a fun job to do. I don't envy anybody that has to do it, especially myself. Okay, well, that came loose was actually not much trouble. So anyway, I'm going to take this nut the rest of the way off. There we go. Get that out of the way. Watch your brake line there. Okay then, so we'll try this. Okay, update. In my professional estimation, that thing there is a dangerous piece of shit. That ain't gonna work. It's not even coming close to working. Plus that one's beat up, it's bent. That jaw thing is, the C frame is spread out. It's just junk. So that means that to do this job, continue with it, we're gonna have to actually go get some better equipment. So I'm gonna do that here this evening probably and set it up, and we'll see how that goes in the next installment here. But I had a feeling that that was just not going to work or wasn't going to work well, and my fears have come true. But that's okay. We will persevere and get through this and continue forward a different way. But we're going to do it ourselves, because when you're somebody who can work on a car, you need to either be able to do it or have the equipment to do it, or give up. So I'm not giving up. Okay then, so decided that I was gonna step my game up a little bit, so I went and bought a press, 20-ton press. So this should preclude me from having to deal with any kind of handheld crap like that before, or take things to a machine shop or anything like that ever again, let's hope. So got this thing set up for better or for worse in here, and we'll see if we can get this booger pressed out. There we go. And yeah, I took the A-arm totally out of the truck, and it's just a lot easier that way to do this, I found. And it's just two nuts. Hold it in. Just remember that you got an alignment there, your top of your bar, A-arm rather, control arm. When it's in there, it can go back and forth like this when you loosen it. So look at your marks on the bottom and line them back up. Of course, you need to get an alignment after this anyway, but that'll help you sort of get it close. So there we go. See how bad that one was. It definitely needed to be replaced. Bad. Bad. Okay, so I'm going to clean this out just a little. I'll put a little bit of anti-seize in here, and we'll get this thing set up to press the new one in. Take that machine shop. Alright, let's make sure it's in squarely. Sure everything looks good. It's in all the way. It is. It's even. Good deal. We're happy. Okay, so now I know a fair percent of you are not going to have a press, but you would either be best off trying to find someone that has one, or if you got to go pay somebody, you know, at a shop to do it, that's fine. But I would not try to use one of those C-clamps, because as hard as that thing was to break loose there, it's on there. So I think they're just a little bit too dangerous. So anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just go ahead and put this back together. We're just gonna go ahead and put the A arm back in, upper control arm, whatever you like to call it. And like I said, just try to get these, try to get your alignment back where it was, and then we're gonna put this back in the upper spindle, and that's it. So we go from there. You got this guy on the bottom, this is your adjuster, I guess. Doesn't really look like an adjuster to me, but it's what they call an adjuster. I suppose got a bolt and a little bracket, keeps the bolt from turning. So you do all your loosening from the top on the nut here. Let's see here. Get in there. Not as bad as it sounds. Hold that there. Put that nut on it. Now I just barely start the nut because the thing looks like it goes one way or the other. I want to make sure I got it the right way before I mess up something here. So make sure. And yes, there's a jack stand on it. Supposed to be. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, those things will only, looks to me like they'll only go in one way, which is like if you're looking at the bottom, it's got a narrow side and a wide side, and it has to be long ways front to back like that. So there you go. That. We're gonna get this other one in. These are I think these are a 15/16 nut. Yeah. See what I'm saying about this thing? Move in and out. That's why you want to try your best to get it back where it was. That's how you set your caster and your camber on these. Your caster is the wheel leaning in or out at the top, and the caster is how far back it turns, like this, oriented from vertically back. So you adjust this with the control arms. Start with this one first. Well, let's get that back off there. see. Pretty easy to see the outline here, so. Okay, get a light on it. If you love it, put a light on it. Or if you like it, put a light on it. Okay, right under there, that's the bottom of the adjuster bolt, which that doesn't turn, that just stays in a fixed position. But you can see what I'm talking about like it's rectangular, it's not square, so you got to make sure you have it in so it's seated up against the bottom of the cross member there. And when you take that thing loose the first, well, anytime, it's going to have a kind of outline on it of cleaner paint, so you can get it back in its position where it was. And that's the nut that I was tightening down right up there at the top right there. You can see just up above it, and you got those on both sides. And once again, I'm not going to give you a primer on front end theory, but you have three main adjustments on front alignment, steering angles and stuff like that. You've got toe in, which is the distance between the fronts of the two tires, which you adjust with the tie rod adjusters. These things turn, and when you turn them, they push out on one tie rod, and that's the way that works. You turn one way to pull it in, one way to push it out. And then you have caster and camber. Like I said, camber is the leaning in, or the whatever, the top of the wheel. So that control arm there moving in and out, that's what helps that. And then the back one back there tends to, imagine you have a line, this thing's disassembled, but you have a line, straight line going up, and your caster is like how far in degrees back towards the back of the vehicle that line is, like through the upper ball joint to the lower ball joint, just imagine. So, what was that? Camaro. Now, say I wouldn't mind if there's just Camaros and Corvettes and Mustangs and stuff like that go by, but our luck's not going to run like that. So anyway, that line, you adjust your camber, you get that spec by leaning it back or leaning it up. So it doesn't normally go, one's positive, one's negative, I don't remember. But anyway, that is why the control arms are able to move like that. That's why they have adjustability, not mashability, adjustability. So anyway, speaking of mashability, I hope you guys are glad that I don't chop a long 10 or 15 minute video into about 6 or 7 different parts. Oh, I can't stand that. Why does he do that? Okay, so next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put that ball joint back together, tighten that thing up and put the ball joint back together, and we'll be finished with this side. Okay guys, that completes this job. It's not the most fun thing to do, but you can do it in your driveway, in your yard. The only tool that I would suggest you really have to have, or you really need to have access to, is a press, because like I said, once again, I'm not going to fool. You can if you want to, but I'm not going to fool one of those C-clamp things again, not on one of these, because those ball joints are in there. They're meant to not come out without brute force. So anyway, appreciate you watching. If you got any questions about this, feel free to ask. It's real cut and dried. A lot of it's like any kind of repair on a car or truck. It's just a matter of putting things back the way they were. So good luck. Thank you so much for being here and watching and checking it out, and we'll see you guys somewhere down the road. Bye.